I've had a lot of questions about how to heal or how to help kids heal from stress. And I've been working or seeing the effects, the benefits of healing stress on my own children. And the effect is quite profound. I'm very happy to see how well my kids are doing despite a very bumpy start, because my kids, as I was, my kids were born into stress because I hadn't actually understood that I was stressed. I hadn't understood my patterns. I hadn't understood how to heal stress. That came later on when they were around 6, 7. I could see very clearly the effects of stress on my kids. And it was quite perplexing because I was doing my best. I was really trying to be that parent that showed up, was conscientious, was doing the right thing by my kids. I was giving them a good start in life, but they were still stressed and I didn't understand it. But it became clear to me very quickly that as I started to heal my stress, they also started to heal. What they were really showing me in their stress was the stress that I was experiencing, I was feeling, but not expressing, that I was suppressing. Of course, kids pick up on this. They're like sponges and they're looking to you to understand what life's about and who they are and how they should be. And it's so important that if you have kids that are stressed or you want to help your children heal from stress, that you understand what it is they might be reflecting back to you. Anybody in life, any relationship is always reflecting something back at us that we are experiencing in our own way. Kids are really not only sponges in terms of they're picking up on our stress as adults, as parents, but also reflecting back what they need, what it is they're lacking, whether it's a sense of safety or security in who they are, validation, comfort, recognition. As I started to create more stability, consistency, build trust, understand what my body was showing me, to respond consciously to the stress that I was experiencing, understanding that it was stress, I saw that my kids started to respond as well. And if I was able to express how I was feeling, it's giving my kids permission to express how they feel, not suppress, and to communicate in a way that was acknowledging an experience or acknowledging that I didn't have it all together, I didn't have all the answers. And in that way, you're building trust as well. It's quite nuanced. And again, it's in that conscious connection. It's understanding your body's communicating and being able to see, okay, what are the patterns? What am I seeing in my kids' behavior? What is it that they're not saying? What is it they're not able to express? And creating a safe space. And this is really fundamental, actually, that creating a safe space. Because if you're not able to hold the space for yourself in a consistent way, in a way that you're acknowledging what you feel, starting to express what you feel, that there's integrity, there's an ability to look at yourself, your patterns, to be accountable, to have agency, to know that you have choice. It's not until you're able to hold the space for yourself in this way that you're able to hold space for other people, including your kids. Being able to see things clearly, being able to perceive things as they are, rather than what you're seeing, that reactivity on the surface. You know, we all know what it's like to feel triggered, to be in those reactive patterns. And it's very rarely about the thing that's triggered whatever reactivity. It doesn't really make sense. There's no rational reason that we react so strongly. But it's what we're holding, that stress pattern within, that's being triggered. That need for feeling safe, that need for safety, that need for recognition, that need for connection. It's about connection. And again, stress has the impact or the effect of disconnecting you from what you're feeling, from who you are at your core, from being present. why it's so important, that conscious connection, to reconnect where stress has disconnected you, and to be able to be present with what you're feeling. And often when we see our kids stressed and reactive, we need them to be okay so that we can feel okay. But again, it's understanding that feeling okay is in connection, and it's not in forcing, it's not in trying to control, it's in building trust, it's in holding space and allowing for that human expression of whatever it is that is in that reactivity. And it's helping your kids feel safe. It's helping your kids feel seen and heard, that they don't need to be perfect, they're allowed to get it wrong, to make mistakes, that they don't need to try hard to be anything other than who they are. And that's what we're learning to do as adults as we heal stress, to hold that space, to allow ourselves to be messy, to be human, to be imperfect, and to acknowledge what it is we need, and to express that, and to reconnect. And again, as I've understood the stress that I was experiencing and started to heal that, again, there's that connection with who I am, connection with what I'm feeling, with what I need, connection with what my body's desperately saying, look here, this is where you need to be. And the more you're connected in that way, the more you're going to be able to help your kids do the same, and to feel that connection, that deep connection in the relationship you have with them. They are little sponges and they're little mirrors. They're reflecting back so much and they're absorbing so much. And so one of the most powerful things you can do is to reconnect, to see your own stress, your own patterns. And there's more that you can do. I'll share more in other posts and how I've worked with my kids when they're visibly showing signs of stress. But yeah, it's a rebalancing in that dynamic. And it starts, at least I'm talking for myself, it started with healing my own stress, and the impact on my kids was incredibly positive in that way. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, if your kids are stressed or you're struggling to help them, put a comment in the comment section below. I'm happy to help in whatever way I can. Okay. And if you're interested in healing stress, as always, there's my 6-week daily connection, the Alchemy of Stress, and the details are in the description box below. Okay.